All right, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to the Virginia State Fair Beef Cattle Show. Thank everyone for being down here with us this weekend, and we look forward to a great weekend of shows. We're going to start off with our showmanship, and beef showmanship is going to be the first category that we're going to have entering into the ring. We've got 5 heats of senior beef showmen, and those individuals who are called back will then be in the final heat. So in this first heat, we've got entering the ring Ashley Hostetter of Rockbridge County, Taylor Mitchell of Essex, Connor Dodson from Orange, Austin Lamb from Augusta, Cameron Mayo from Fluvanna, Mariah Delosier from Pennsylvania, and Ruth Hale from Hanover. Again, this is Heat 1 of Senior Beef Showmanship. We do want to welcome our judge, Miss Christy Gable, coming to us from North Central Colorado. Christy went to Butler Community College and K-State, where she participated on the livestock judging teams and majored in animal science. Christy then worked for Zoetis in the animal health field for a number of years, and now she's back on her family's feedlot, Magnum Feed Yard in Colorado, where they run 500 head of commercial cows and market about 75,000 cattle out of their feed yard each year. If we could, let's get a round of applause to welcome our judge, Christy Gable. We've got a number of beef show sponsors that help make this weekend possible. For this showmanship show, we do want to specifically thank the Clark family, Tim, Gretchen, Gordon, and Suter for sponsoring the showmanship banners. We've got showmanship rally towels provided by MC Livestock, the McCall family. And we've got showmanship champion sponsors provided by Point Pleasant Farm, Kurt and Jennifer Friedel. We are excited to announce that new this year is our Supreme Showman competition, which will be held on Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock in the evening just before the sale of champions. Each of our respective species will name a master showman, reserve, third, and fourth overall from the age division champions and reserves within that species. Today, at the conclusion of our novice beef showmanship, we will bring back our champion and reserve senior, intermediate, junior, and novice showmen to compete for our master showman title. Our master beef showman will compete on Saturday afternoon against the master goat, master sheep, and master hog showman for the title of supreme showman of the 2023 State Fair of Virginia.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It certainly is a privilege to be here. Really great heat here to start our senior showmanship. I'm absolutely looking forward to the rest of showmanship here this afternoon, and then our market beef show here this evening. Let's put our hands together for all of the exhibitors here in this particular heat. We're going to go ahead and bring these two exhibitors here to my left back to compete in our senior division final drive. We'll go ahead and excuse everybody here from this particular heat, but my congratulations to a job well done on all of these exhibitors here in the first heat.
All right, congratulations goes to Austin Lamb from Augusta County and Ruth Hale from Hanover County for being called back from our first heat of beef senior showmanship. Again, we've got 5 heats of beef senior showmanship. Entering the ring now, we have heat number 2. First into the ring is Jacob Jenkins from Warren County. Jacob's followed by Ava Cook from Culpeper. Next is Caitlin Newton from Stafford, followed by Emily Stanford from Loudoun County. Emily's followed by Kerrigan Boserman from Shenandoah County. And finally, Bailey Wright from Shenandoah County. Again, this is heat number 2 of senior beef showmanship. In addition to our judge, Christy Gable, in the ring we also have Sam Leach and Michaela Talley helping out ringside, making the show go round. I've got Ashley Cron riding shotgun here next to me. We also want to thank Megan Sheets, getting everybody lined up, and Shirley Kaufman and Chad Joins. All right. We'd also like to thank our beef show sponsors, Montgomery Farm Bureau, Rockingham Feeder Cattle Association, Spring Lake Livestock, the Cyphers family, Sheer Point Farm, Nick and Courtney Belcher, Country Crossroads Vet Service, Dr. Francis Grubb, Virginia Cattlemen's Association, the Blue Ridge Cattlemen's Association, Blue Ridge Animal Clinic, Glen Mary Farms, the Nixon family, Springwood Livestock Management Services, Dr. Andy Meadows, Woods Farm, the Woods family for sponsoring the AOB Breeding Heifer Awards, the Virginia Simmental and Junior Simmental Association sponsoring the Simmental Breeding Heifer Awards, the Virginia Junior Angus Association sponsoring the Angus Breeding Heifer Awards, the Virginia Junior Hereford Association sponsoring the Hereford Breeding Heifer Awards, 2K Farm, the Talbert family. And we also want to thank our sponsors, or our partners for this weekend's events, the State Fair of Virginia, Virginia Farm Bureau, Virginia Cooperative Extension, Virginia Youth Animal Science Program, Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Farm Credit of the Virginias, First Bank and Trust, and the Bank of Botetourt Ag Lending Division. Again, thank you to these sponsors and our partners.
I think another very impressive heat. To me, there was a lot of depth just in terms of quality showmen here in this particular set. Obviously, some differences in terms of the age and the type of cattle that they're exhibiting out here for showmanship. And I think it really takes a really high quality showman, particularly on these smaller, younger cattle that are just freshly broke or maybe coming to an early show in their show careers to get them presented and to get them acting the way that they are here in this particular ring. So to me, that speaks very highly about the showman that's exhibiting that particular animal. Again, we're going to keep these three here to my left, and we'll excuse this heat and move on to the next heat of senior showmen. But if you would put your hands together, congratulate this group of kids for me as well.
All right, congratulations. Getting called back from the second heat, we've got Jacob Jenkins from Warren County, Emily Stanford from Loudoun County, and Kerrigan Boserman from Shenandoah County. Entering the ring now is heat number 3 of senior beef showmanship. First into the ring, we've got Charity Delosier from Pittsylvania County. Next is Jess Johnson from Giles County. Followed by Rachel McNogna from Giles County. Rachel's followed by Luckett Emery IV from King George. Next is Leliana Myers from Rockingham County. Followed by Emma Newton from Stafford. Again, this is heat number 3 of senior beef showmanship. Again, this is heat number 3 of 5 for senior beef showmanship. We will go through all the divisions of showmanship here this afternoon. And then tonight at 6:30 or 30 minutes after the conclusion of beef showmanship, whichever is later, we will have our market beef show. Again, that'll be at 6:30 or starting 30 minutes after the conclusion of beef showmanship, whichever is later.
Another very nice heat here to continue our senior showmanship. We're going to roll through these heats relatively quickly. Obviously, we have a lot of age divisions to get through, and we still would like to be on time here for the steer show this evening. So really, I'm big on first impressions. I know this showman and the style that I like kind of the second that they walk into the ring. So let's put our hands together for these two young ladies over here to my left as they will be coming back and representing this heat. My congratulations to all of the exhibitors here in our third heat of senior showmanship.
All right, congratulations goes to Charity Delozier from Pittsylvania County and Leliana Myers from Rockingham County on getting called back from heat number 3. Oh my gosh. Entering the ring now, we've got heat number 4 of senior beef showmanship. First into the ring is Jeb Collins from Wythe County. Jeb's followed by Isaac Miller from Wythe County. Next is Emily Hammer from Rockingham County. Emily's followed by Rachel Hale from Hanover. Next is Madison Stratton from Appomattox. Madison's followed by Levi McDaniel from Greene. And finally, we have Michaela McPherson from Chesapeake City. Again, this is heat number 4 of senior beef showmanship.
Again, we're going to go ahead and keep 3 out of this particular heat to come back into our final drive of champion senior showmen. Let's put our hands together for all of the exhibitors here in this particular group. Congrats to these 3 for moving on to the next round.
All right, congratulations goes to Jeb Collins from Wythe County, Isaac Miller from Wythe County, and Madison Stratton from Appomattox on being called back from heat number 4. Entering the ring is our last heat, heat number 5 of senior beef showmanship. First into the ring is Emma Alexander from Louisa. Next is Emery Seal from Augusta County, followed by Montana Deming from Augusta County. Following Montana is Carly Thomas from Washington County. Next is Samantha Wills from Fluvanna County. And finally, Kaylee Bergeron from Pennsylvania County. Again, this is heat number 5, our last heat of senior beef showmanship. Following this heat, we will have all of our callbacks from the first 4 heats come back in to select our champion and reserve champion senior beef showman. Again, this is heat number 5 of senior beef showmanship. Following this heat, we will go into the selection of our champion and reserves champion senior beef showman, and then move into our intermediate beef showmanship show.
I think just a tremendous amount of quality that continues to come through each of these heats through our senior division here in Showmanship. My apologies, I didn't land on 10 exactly, but I think that we got to a point just in terms of showman quality and that split in terms of where we're at from a showmanship perspective, that I think bringing in a few more than the exact 10 for our final drive is appropriate. These three will represent us here in the final drive of our senior showmanship. But one more time, let's congratulate each of these senior exhibitors here in our beef showmanship.
All right, congratulations goes to Emma Alexander from Louisa, Emery Seal from Augusta, and Kaylee Bergeron from Pennsylvania County for being called back from heat number 5. So now we are going to move right into the selection of our champion and reserve champion senior beef showman. Our callbacks from each of our first 5 heats will be coming back into the ring. First into the ring from heat number 1, we've got Austin Lamb from Augusta County and Ruth Hale from Hanover County. From heat number 2, we've got Emily Stanford from Loudoun County and Kerrigan Boserman from Shenandoah County. From heat number 3, we've got Charity Delosier from Pennsylvania County and Leliana Myers from Rockingham County. From heat number 4, we've got Jeb Collins and Isaac Miller, both from Wythe County, as well as Madison Stratton from Appomattox. And from heat number 5, we've got Emma Alexander from Louisa, Emery Seal from Augusta, and Kaylee Bergeron from Pennsylvania County. Let's give a round of applause for these exhibitors for making the final drive for champion senior beef showman. Again, we do want to mention that new this year is our Supreme Showman competition, which will be held on Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock, just before the sale of champions. Each of our respective species will name a master showman, reserve, third, and fourth overall from the age division champions and reserves within that species. Today, at the conclusion of our novice beef showman, we will bring back our champion and reserve senior, intermediate, junior, and novice showmen to compete for our master showman title. Our master beef showman will then compete on Saturday afternoon against the master goat, master sheep, master hog showman for the title of supreme showman of the 2023 State Fair of Virginia. Again, our judge is evaluating our championship drive for the senior beef showmanship division. Be selecting a champion and reserve champion, as well as placing the top 10 senior beef showmen. We would like to thank our judge, Christy Gable for being with us. She is from North Central Colorado, so came a long ways to be here with us this weekend. Christy went to Butler and K-State, where she majored in animal science and competed on the judging teams. After college, she worked for Zoetis in animal health for a number of years before returning to her family's feedlot and farm in Colorado, Magnum Feed Yard, where they run 500 head of commercial cows and market over 75,000 feedlot cattle each year. We also want to thank our beef show sponsors, and in particular our Showmanship sponsors. We'd like to thank the Clark family, Tim, Gretchen, Gordon, and Suter for sponsoring the Showmanship banners. We'd like to thank MC Livestock, the McCall family, for again sponsoring the Showmanship Rally Towels. And we'd like to thank Point Pleasant Farm, Kurt and Jennifer Friedel, for sponsoring our Showmanship Champion, for being our Showmanship Champion sponsors. For those of you who this may be your first time watching a cattle show, this is an incredibly important competition, beef cattle showmanship. Our judge is evaluating each of our exhibitors on their presence and knowledge of their animals, their presence in the ring, and these exhibitors spend so many hours in the barn getting these cattle ready, practicing leading, and feeding these animals, and so this is an incredibly important and really impressive group that we've got out here, Showmanship, and we're excited to have so many talented exhibitors here at the State Fair this weekend. Again, in addition to our showmanship sponsors, we want to thank our beef show sponsors, the Montgomery Farm Bureau, Rockingham Feeder Cattle Association, Spring Lake Livestock, the Cyphers family, Sheer Point Farm, Nick and Courtney Belcher, Country Crossroads Vet Service, Dr. Francis Grubb, Virginia Cattlemen's Association, Blue Ridge Cattlemen's Association, the Blue Ridge Animal Clinic, Glen Mary Farms, the Nixon family, Springwood Livestock Management Services, Dr. Andy Meadows, Woods Farm, the Woods family for sponsoring the AOB Breeding Heifer Awards, Virginia Simmental and Junior Simmental Association sponsoring the Simmental Breeding Heifer Awards, Virginia Junior Angus Association sponsoring the Angus Breeding Heifer Awards, the Virginia Junior Hereford Association for sponsoring the Hereford Breeding Heifer Awards, and 2K Farm, the Talbert family. Again, thank you to those sponsors to helping make this weekend possible for our exhibitors. We also want to recognize Mandy Rooker Photography for being here. We've got Lexi Mooney in the ring taking pictures of our exhibitors this weekend. We also want to thank Showbarn Flicks for live streaming the cattle shows this weekend and being here with us. Again, we've got our championship beef showmanship senior drive in the ring. Our judge is selecting our top 10 senior beef showmen. These are the best of the best here at the Virginia State Fair, as well as our grand champion and reserve champion senior showman. In addition to our sponsors, we also want to thank our partners for this weekend's event, the State Fair of Virginia, Virginia Farm Bureau, Virginia Cooperative Extension, Virginia Youth Animal Science Program, Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Farm Credit of the Virginias, First Bank and Trust, and the Bank of Botetourt Ag Lending Division. Thank you to these partners.
We've got a large crowd around the ring, and I certainly appreciate everybody here to support these kids in senior showmanship. And like we've talked earlier, maybe if this is your first time at State Fair, you're not exactly sure what we're doing here in terms of exhibiting these cattle. Thank you for being here and for your willingness to learn about the project. I think it's so critically important. If we would, please, let's go ahead and give just a big round of applause to all of our senior showmen. I know that we only had to place 10, but again, like I spoke and as we were moving through the heats, I think that there's just such a high level of quality in the job that all of these showmen are doing from top to bottom, and they all have somewhat of a different style, and they all work with their animals just slightly different, and showmanship comes down to such personal preference, and I understand and I appreciate that, but at the end of the day, the fundamental things still remain the same. Are we making sure that we're presenting that animal to the highest of that animal's potential? And that looks different for each one of these kids and each project that they're working with. There's a couple of kids down here that are brave enough to show some freshly halter broke calves. There's some younger heifers out here, and maybe at times their partner wasn't cooperating as well. To me, I'm impressed by that. I think that it takes a very, very talented showman to know how to get the most out of that animal when they're not a big, heavy bred heifer or something that's been shown multiple times. That takes skill as a showman to know to have the patience to know, hey, maybe I don't need to use my show stick because it's not going very well. But just that level of understanding where we're at with that project and what we need to do to keep that animal calm so I have the ability to evaluate them in their best light, I think that makes an incredibly high quality, very, very talented showman. And I just wanted to say to each of you, thank you so much for working so hard out here in senior showmanship. You've made my job a lot of fun. I want to apologize because I know that this ring is a little crowded. Thank you for your flexibility on being willing to get a little tight at some times or maybe take some extra circles of some times. But I really want to make sure that the kids that needed to be out here in the finals had the opportunity to do so. So thank you for your patience with me on that. I'm not a firm believer in terms of questions. I think that just showmanship style and understanding just those fundamentals in terms of ring presence, how to hold your halter, how to turn your animal, how to do some of those very basic fundamental things sort showmanship a lot. But I think we got down to the top 4 or 5, and I asked one question. And the question I asked, because all of our, I think, top 6 at that point in time were showing heifers, and I said, if you had to tell me the top 3 things that are the most important in selecting a breeding female, what would those 3 things be? This is not Quiz Bowl, and I understand that, but I think having a high level of understanding of the purpose of these projects, not just to be show projects throughout the summer and throughout the fall, but really in terms of these breeding pieces to understand, hey, these need to go be functional, fundamental, productive cows, and I'm very, very impressed with the answers that I got. So I'm going to show you who my top 3 are. We've got from 4 on down the line over here in this direction. I took the opportunity just to give some pieces of feedback to each of these exhibitors here who are on my left. But again, I'm just incredibly impressed with the talent and the work that you guys did out here in senior showmanship. So I'm going to go select your champion, reserve, and 3rd overall. One more time, let's put our hands together and congratulate our senior showman.
Congratulations, your champion senior showman is Emily Stanford from Loudoun County. And your reserve champion senior showman is going to be Madison Stratton from Appomattox County. All right, let's get another round of applause for these exhibitors.
We're going to go take a picture.
Okay. Who was 3rd?
Make an announcement that the top 10 need to make their way to the backdrop. Just with their do you want the show 6 or no?
All right. Just a quick announcement. Our top 10 showmen need to go back to the backdrop with their banners. You don't need to bring your animals, but with your banners and show sticks to get a picture. Again, that's the top 10 senior beef showmen. Once you drop your calf off, head back to the backdrop to get a picture. Again, congratulations. Your grand champion senior beef showman was Emily Stanford from Loudoun County. Your reserve champion was Madison Stratton from Appomattox. In 3rd place, we have Kerrigan Boserman from Shenandoah County. In 4th place, Austin Lamb from Augusta County. In 5th place, Charity Delosier from Pittsylvania County. In 6th place, Isaac Miller from Wythe County. In 7th place, Emma Alexander from Louisa. In 8th place, Kaylee Bergeron from Pennsylvania County. In 9th place, Ruth Hale from Hanover County. And in 10th place, Jeb Collins from Wythe County. Again, those are your top 10 senior beef showmen. All right, we're going to take just a quick break to grab a picture with our judge, and then we'll be back with our intermediate division of showmanship. Again, we'll be back in just 2 minutes with to start our intermediate division of beef showmanship. All right, folks, looks like we're about to be back in business here with the intermediate division of our beef showmanship. Again, these exhibitors are going to be between the ages of 13 and 15. We've got a ton, which is great to see, a ton of intermediate beef showmanship exhibitors. We have 6 heats of beef intermediate showmanship. And our first heat is going to enter the ring right now. We're going to start off with Naomi Delosier from Pittsylvania County. Next, we've got Leslie Linton from Stafford County, followed by Chloe Gardner from Essex. Next is Dixie Randolph from Caroline County, followed by Campbell Boserman from Nelson County. Next is Jacob Newton from Stafford, followed by Sally Williams from Wythe, and finally, Michaela Emery from King George. Again, this is intermediate beef showmanship, heat number 1 out of 6.
As we roll here into intermediate showmanship, we have a larger number of heats here in the intermediate division, so I will not be picking a consistent number out of every heat. Again, I think it's just going to be a quality sort at that point. The two young ladies over here to my left will represent us here in the intermediate final division. Let's go ahead and put our hands together as we excuse these exhibitors from the ring.
All right, congratulations to Naomi Delosier from Pittsylvania County and Leslie Linton from Stafford County on being called back from heat number 1 for intermediate beef showmanship. Entering the ring now is heat number 2. We've got Kate Ramsey from Culpeper, Caden Harris from Augusta County, Audrey Cook from Culpeper, Aubrey Herbers from Pittsylvania County, Lance Clark from Amherst, Abigail Miller from Wythe, and Will Muncie from Bland County. Again, this is intermediate beef showmanship, heat number 2. Again, we would like to welcome and recognize our judge, Christy Gable from North Central Colorado. Christy comes to us all the way from Colorado. She went to school at Butler and K-State, where she participated on the livestock judging teams and majored in animal science. Christy then worked for Zoetis in the animal health field for a number of years before returning to her family's feed yard, Magnum Feed Yard, back in Colorado, where they market over 75,000 fed cattle each year. And we really appreciate Christy making the trip and taking the time and being so intentional with our exhibitors. We look forward to a great weekend.
Again, for the sake of time, we'll go ahead and keep these heats rolling. Congratulations to these two exhibitors who I think we might be wearing matching shirts. If so, you both pull it off very, very well. Put our hands together for this heat as we excuse them back to the barn.
All right, congratulations. Being called back from heat number 2, we've got Caden Harris from Augusta County and Aubrey Herbers from Pittsylvania County. Again, next into the ring, we will have our intermediate beef showmanship, heat number 3. While we're waiting on heat number 3 to come into the ring, we do want to recognize some volunteers for helping make this weekend possible. We want to thank our ring crew. We've got Sam Leach, who's a Rockingham County 4-H agent. We've got Michaela Talley, who is going to school at West Virginia University, going to be a senior there. We've got Miss Shirley Kaufman, our ag teacher and FFA advisor from Buffalo Gap High School. Our lineup crew, we've got Megan Sheets from Rockbridge County 4-H agent, Chad Joins, Virginia Tech School of Animal Sciences, and with our awards and riding shotgun next to me, we've got Ashley Cron, Augusta County 4-H educator. Now we've got intermediate beef showmanship, heat number 3 coming into the ring. First into the ring, we've got Lexi Abdullah from Rappahannock County, followed by Travis Mallory from Madison. Next is Brooklyn Clark from Shenandoah County, followed by Stella Herndon from Clark. Next is Allie Edwards from Culpeper County, followed by Colt Thomas from Washington. And finally, we've got Hunter Flynn from Loudoun County. Oh, Hunter Flynn is actually a scratch. My apologies. We've got, and last into the ring, Cameron Grant from Caroline County. Again, this is Class 3, or Heat 3 of intermediate beef showmanship. And we're in the intermediate division of our beef showmanship competition. There are 4 divisions of beef showmanship. We've already had our senior division. This is the intermediate one, and then we'll have junior and novice to follow. And as a reminder, we will have our market steer show tonight at 6:30 or 30 minutes following the end of the beef showmanship, whichever is later. But again, we will have that market steer show tonight starting at 6:30 or 30 minutes following our showmanship competition.
I think that you all are starting to learn showmanship for me is so much of just first impression and ring presence, and you all 3 over here to my left did a very nice job with that. Another very deep heat. I know that I can't keep 3 out of every heat, so we're going to have 25 people in here for the finals, but I certainly thought that it was warranted here in this particular class. One thing for those of you who might be listening and who might be coming into the ring after this class, particularly if you are the first one in the ring, please know that we have had, I don't know, probably 10 heats to this point, plus the senior championship division, and we have ran the ring the exact same way every time. This is something that you guys need to make sure that you're understanding how we're running the ring before you get into the ring. So take 5 minutes and come up and watch a class to make sure you know how it's running, okay? Put your hands together as we excuse these exhibitors back to the barn.
All right, congratulations being called back from heat number 3. We've got Brooklyn Clark from Shenandoah County, Stella Herndon from Clark County, and Colt Thomas from Washington County. Now entering the ring, we've got heat number 4, led off by Ethan Furrow from Franklin County. Next is Riley Stratton from Appomattox County, followed by Cooper Joins from Montgomery. Next is Laney Carpenter from Madison, followed by Kyle Prince from Appomattox. Next is Clara Elsey from Russell County. And finally, Carter Evers from Augusta County. Again, this is intermediate beef showmanship, heat number 4. And as a follow-up, you young folks out there, this is a great opportunity to come and watch some older and more experienced exhibitors in the ring. It's a great opportunity to come up and learn how to handle your animals. And so we really encourage you guys to stick around and watch and learn from these more experienced exhibitors. Again, this is heat number 4 of 6 for intermediate beef showmanship. While our exhibitors are circling the ring, we want to make sure and thank our beef show sponsors. We want to thank the Clark family, Tim, Gretchen, Gordon, and Suter for the sponsors for the showmanship banners. We want to thank MC Livestock, the McCall family, for the showmanship rally towels, and Point Pleasant Farm, Kurt and Jennifer Friedel, for being showmanship champion sponsors. We also want to thank Montgomery Farm Bureau, Rockingham Feeder Cattle Association, Spring Lake Livestock, the Cyphers family, Sheer Point Farm, Nick and Courtney Belcher, Country Crossroads Vet Service, Dr. Francis Grubb, Virginia Cattlemen's Association, Blue Ridge Cattlemen's Association, Blue Ridge Animal Clinic, Glen Mary Farms, the Nixon family, Springwood Livestock Management Services, Dr. Andy Meadows, Woods Farm, the Woods family, Virginia Simmental and Junior Simmental Association, Virginia Junior Angus Association, Virginia Junior Hereford Association, and 2K Farm, the Talbert family.
Admittedly, this is the toughest heat that we have seen, not just in intermediate showmanship, but I think this is the toughest heat that we have seen all day. So if you guys got left standing here in this particular heat, please don't hang your heads and know that I think that you all did a fantastic job. I just know that I can't get 20 of them out here in the final drive. So again, we'll keep these 3 to my left. Let's put our hands together for these kiddos doing an outstanding job.
Congratulations. Being called back from heat number 4, we've got Cooper Joins from Montgomery County, Clara Elsey from Russell County, and Carter Evers from Augusta County. All right, entering the ring now, we've got intermediate beef showmanship, heat number 5. Leading off is Caitlin Lutz from Shenandoah County, followed by Ava Hernandez from Loudoun County. Next is Malachi Musick from Russell County, followed by Jonas Hitt from Orange, Holly Chambers from Fauquier, Evan McCall from Augusta County, Madison Hinkler from Fauquier, and Ella Jane Michael from Augusta County. Again, intermediate beef showmanship, heat number 5.
My congratulations to all of the exhibitors here in this particular heat of intermediate showmanship. I think that we're getting down here to the tail end of these heats, but the competition stays incredibly high, and I'm super impressed with each of you. So my congratulations to all of you as you head back to the barn. These two young ladies to my left will represent us here in the finals.
All right, congratulations goes to Ava Hernandez from Loudoun County and Ella Jane Michael from Augusta County for being called back from heat number 5. All right, entering the ring now, we've got our final heat, heat number 6 of intermediate beef showmanship. Leading off, we've got John Hale from Hanover County, followed by Isaac Cyphers from Washington County. Next is Sadie Poole from Augusta County, followed by Clara Grubb from Wythe County. Clara is followed by Ella Miller from Wythe County. Next is McKinley Bergeron from Pennsylvania County. And finally, we've got Natalie Helsley from Shenandoah County. Again, this is intermediate beef showmanship, heat number 6. Following this heat, we will bring back everyone who was called back from the first 6 heats to compete for the champion and grand champion and reserve champion intermediate showman. In addition to our sponsors, we do want to thank our partners for this weekend's event: the State Fair of Virginia, Virginia Farm Bureau, Virginia Cooperative Extension, Virginia Youth Animal Science Program, Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Farm Credit of the Virginias, First Bank and Trust, and the Bank of Botetourt Ag Lending Division.
Well, everybody, I apologize in advance. Once again, I kept way too many, and we're going to have an incredibly crowded champion drive for our intermediate showmanship. But again, I think just the quality of showman and the job that was done out here in all these initial heats was just top notch, and I'm very, very impressed. Let's put our hands together, if you will, one more time, and not just congratulate those in this particular heat, but all of those kids that competed in intermediate showmanship for a job well done.
Congratulations to Isaac Cyphers from Washington County and Sadie Poole from Augusta County on being called back from heat number 6.
Make that boy in there that's thin your ring help make him work. I know that they're big and you're little, but your job is to try to get them to go, not just to stand there and wait for someone to get behind you. Just look at me. You have to stay on stage. He gets very distracted. And then you turn around, he's gone.
Yeah, where is he?
Yeah, where is he?
All right, everyone. We've got our final drive for the intermediate beef showmanship division. These exhibitors are ages 13 to 15. And from heat number 1, we've got Naomi Delosier from Pittsylvania County and Leslie Linton from Stafford. From heat number 2, we've got Caden Harris from Augusta County and Aubrey Herbers from Pennsylvania County. From heat number 3, called back, we've got Brooklyn Clark from Shenandoah County, Stella Herndon from Clark County, and Colt Thomas from Washington County. From heat number 4, Cooper Joins from Montgomery County, Clara Elsey from Russell County, and Carter Evers from Augusta County. From heat number 5, we've got Ava Hernandez from Loudoun County and Ella Jane Michael from Augusta County. And from heat number 6, Isaac Cyphers from Washington County and Sadie Poole from Augusta County. Again, this is your final drive for your intermediate division of beef showmanship. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause. Again, as our final entries are entering the ring, we do want to remind everyone that new this year is our Supreme Showman competition, which will be held on Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock in the evening, just before the sale of champions. Each of our respective species will name a master showman, reserve, 3rd, and 4th overall from the age division champions and reserves within that species. So today, at the conclusion of our novice beef showmanship, we will bring back our champion and reserve, senior, intermediate, junior, and novice showmen to compete for our master showman title. Our master beef showman will then compete on Saturday afternoon against the master goat, master sheep, and master hog showman for the title of Supreme Showman of the 2023 State Fair of Virginia. And again, we want to recognize the Clark family, Tim, Gretchen, Gordon, and Suter for sponsoring the showmanship banners, MC Livestock, the McCall family for sponsoring the showmanship rally towels again this year, and Point Pleasant Farm, Kurt and Jennifer Friedel for being showmanship champion sponsors. Again, this is the intermediate division final drive for beef showmanship. Got a really competitive division out here today, and we would like to again recognize our judge, Christy Gable. She's got her hands full, but doing an awesome job working through our stock and exhibitors. Christy's from North Central Colorado. She went to Butler and K-State, where she majored in animal science and competed on the judging teams. And Christy then went to work for Zoetis in the animal health field before returning to her family's feed yard, Magnum Feed Yard in Colorado, where they feed out more than 75,000 fed cattle per year and also have a 500 head commercial herd. And so we're really lucky to have Christy here with us this weekend. Again, following the selection of our intermediate champion and reserve champion showman, we will do a picture with the top 10 exhibitors before the start of the junior show. Again, do want to thank our sponsors, Montgomery Farm Bureau, Rockingham Feeder Cattle Association, Spring Lake Livestock, the Cyphers family, Shearpoint Farm, Nick and Courtney Belcher, Country Crossroads Vet Service, Dr. Francis Grubb, Virginia Cattlemen's Association, Blue Ridge Cattlemen's Association, Blue Ridge Animal Clinic, Glen Murray Farms, the Nixon family, Springwood Livestock Management Services, Dr. Andy Meadows, Woods Farms, the Woods family, for sponsoring the AOB Breeding Heifer Awards, Virginia Simmental and Junior Simmental Association, sponsoring the Simmental Breeding Heifer Awards, Virginia Junior Angus Association, sponsoring the Angus Breeding Heifer Awards, Virginia Junior Hereford Association, sponsoring the Hereford Breeding Heifer Awards, and 2K Farm, the Talbert family. We also want to recognize our partners, State Fair of Virginia, Virginia Farm Bureau, Virginia Cooperative Extension, Virginia Youth Animal Science Program, Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Farm Credit of the Virginias, First Bank and Trust, and Bank of Botetourt Ag Lending Division. Again, this is the final drive of the intermediate beef showmanship. As these cattle are circling the ring again, let's give our judge, Christy Gable, another round of applause. She's got her work cut out for her here this afternoon, and we really appreciate how intentional and the feedback she's given our exhibitors and doing a great job here for us this afternoon.
What an incredible group of intermediate showmen. And if you guys would, please put your hands together and congratulate each one of these kids for me. Just incredibly impressed, and I think it's fantastic. I've heard a couple times the mention of the all-around showmanship or the round robin that will be implemented here for the first time at the State Fair of Virginia. I think that's such a cool opportunity and a cool way to recognize these kids, and I love the fact that it's not age specific, so you don't have to be a certain age to be able to qualify, because these young kids out here, even though they're young and they probably don't have quite as much ring experience as some of our older kids do, they do a fantastic job, and I think the kids in this ring are just proof of that. Obviously, we're still in the intermediate age division, so we're not incredibly young, but they just do a really, really elite job, and I've been incredibly impressed. Again, my apologies to the exhibitors. My apologies to the ring help. I'm making them work really, really hard with as many as I'm keeping out here through my heats and through the final drive, and please know that this wouldn't run without you, so I'm super appreciative and thankful for your help, and I know that these exhibitors are too. To that point, I've said this a couple times in just some of the feedback that I've been giving to our exhibitors, and particularly if you're still yet to come out here and show, I hope that this is something that you will hear me say and you will implement into how you're going to show. Please know that the ring help is here to make sure that the ring continues to flow and to help you, but it is not their job to make sure that your animal moves, okay? Some of you, especially with some of these big bred females that don't really want to get out and go, you kind of start to walk and then you feel a little bit of resistance and then you just kind of wait there for someone to come behind you and help you. While the ring help is here to do that, it is still your job to keep trying and keep prodding that animal and putting as much effort into making them go as possible. Please don't just stand there and wait for someone to come behind you. It is not the ring help's job to do that, okay? Again, I want to shout out to my young steer exhibitor over here. It takes, I said this in senior showmanship, I think it takes just such a level of confidence and patience as a showman to show something that is so much lighter and so much younger. Obviously doesn't have the show ring experience, the animal, not the exhibitor, as some of these other older big breds in here, and I think she just does an absolutely fantastic job, and I want to shout out to her because it is certainly not easy to show a little one out here amongst all these big ones. My three finalists are over here to my left. I think each of these exhibitors just do a really elite job. And some of the things that I look for, and obviously you guys have stuck with me through multiple heats at this point, and we got through senior showmanship, but ring utilization to me is so incredibly important. Making sure that we're using our space, making sure you're knowing where you're at with your animal to allow yourself to make those tweaks if we need to. Leave yourself some space so we're not too close to the fence if she decides to dance. Leave yourself some space with the exhibitor in front of you, so if you need to take some baby steps so we don't have to use our show stick as much, you have the ability to do that. Making sure you know the strengths and weaknesses of your animal. If you're younger and you're more athletic than some of these big heavy breds, give yourself a little bit of space as we go on a circle so you can show off your flexibility and your athleticism. Those are some of the little key differentiators for me in showmanship that really just kind of exemplify and are the differences between, to me, a very good showman and a very, very elite showman. Because those are just things that you learn by doing, right? And you learn these things because of the repetition, and you've been through it, and you know the situations that are really important. These three do a fantastic job. There's some minor differences just in terms of how nitpicky we get in terms of feet and leg placement. I have 5 nieces and nephews that range in age from 13 to 6. So we have a wide variety of showmanship styles and preferences at this point. But there are days, and you guys know this as showmen, that your partner's just not going to be in a very good mood. So you guys need to know and make the decision when to let them be close enough and not fight them versus when to try to make it perfect. And I think the three of you do a very fantastic job of understanding that differentiation and really making that call and making sure that you know when is close enough and when is good enough versus when to keep pushing and maybe try to fight with them a little too much. I'm big in terms of circling your animal. Young lady here in the pink, I think that you do a very nice job. Obviously, you're one of my 3 finalists. One very nitpicky thing that you do that I would tweak, that's a big heifer, right? It is hard for her to pivot in a small area. There's a big old space out here. When you're circling, particularly when you're going on the back side, get as close in to that heifer on the back side of you so you can be straight in line and not expect that heifer to turn so sharply and so tightly. Plus, when you're showing her off to me, when that heifer is on the move, good cattle get better on the move, right? So let her show off how flexible and how comfortable she is. Take a big comfortable circle, and especially on the back side, leave yourself some extra space instead of expecting her to take a tight one. I hope that gives you some insight on where my head is and how I'm making some of these decisions. Very elite group of intermediate showmen. One more time, let's show our congratulations to them. I'll select your top 3.
Congratulations. Your champion intermediate beef showman is Caden Harris from Augusta County. And your reserve champion senior showman is going to be Cooper Joins from Montgomery County. Congratulations. All right, so to round out our intermediate beef showmanship division, we had grand champion Caden Harris from Augusta County. Our reserve champion, Cooper Joins from Montgomery County. In third place, we've got Aubrey Herbers from Pittsylvania County. In fourth place, we've got Carter Evers from Augusta County. In fifth place, Clara Elsey from Russell County. In sixth place, we've got Stella Herndon from Clark County. In seventh place, Sadie Poole from Augusta County. In eighth place, Ella Jane Michael from Augusta County. In ninth place, Colt Thomas from Washington County. And in 10th place, Naomi Delosier from Pittsylvania County. Again, congratulations, exhibitors. There will be a picture taken at the backdrop, so drop your animals off and go take your banners to get your picture taken with the judge. And then we'll come back and start our junior division of beef showmanship here in just a couple of minutes. All right, folks, we're getting ready to get started here with the junior division of our beef showmanship. We've got 3 heats of junior beef showmanship, and these exhibitors are ages 9 through 12. Entering the ring now, we've got Heat 1. First into the ring is Leighton Reams from Culpeper. Next is Sedona Sifford from Fauquier, followed by Trinley Robson from Culpeper. Next is Wyatt Haney from Fluvanna. And finally, Sadie Talley from Augusta County. Again, this is junior beef showmanship, heat number 1 of 3. Again, we want to make sure and remind everyone that new this year is our Supreme Showman competition, which will be held on Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock, just before the Sale of Champions. Each of our respective species will name a Master Showman, a Reserve Master Showman, and 3rd and 4th overall from the age division champions and reserves within that species. Today, at the conclusion of the Novice Beef Showmanship, we will bring back our champion and reserve senior, intermediate, junior, and novice showmen to compete for our Master Showman title. Our Master Beef Showman will compete on Saturday afternoon against the Master Goat, Master Sheep, and Master Hog Showman for the title of Supreme Showman of the 2023 State Fair of Virginia.
Awesome way to start off our junior division here in Showmanship. We're going to go ahead and keep it rolling because we still have multiple divisions to do, but congratulations to these three exhibitors here on my left. They will be coming back to represent the first heat here in the junior Showmanship finals. Let's put our hands together for these kiddos as they head back into the barn. Great job.
All right. Coming back from heat number 1 of junior beef showmanship is Leighton Reams from Culpeper, Sedona Sifford from Fauquier, and Wyatt Haney from Fluvanna. Next into the ring, we've got heat number 2, led off by Tucker Talley from Augusta County. Tucker's followed by Maddie Evers from Augusta County. Next is Scott Hickey, also from Augusta County. Then we've got Ryland Scott from Charlotte. Next is Sophie Salling from Orange County. And finally, Hannah Cyphers from Washington County. Again, this is heat number 2 of junior beef showmanship. We've got 3 heats of junior beef showmanship.
I don't know if I could interest any of you in maybe moving to Colorado and showing some cattle in Colorado. I tell you what, for 9 to 12-year-olds, you guys do a dang good job. This is a very, very, very talented heat of showmen, and my congratulations to each of you. The 4 of you will come back and represent the juniors here in the final age division. If you would, please, let's show all of these junior exhibitors how much we appreciate the hard work that they're putting in here this afternoon.
Absolutely. Competitive heat right there. We've got coming back from heat number 2, Tucker Talley from Augusta County, Maddie Evers from Augusta County, Scott Hickey also from Augusta County, and Sophie Salling from Orange County. All right, so we've got our third and final heat of junior beef showmanship getting ready to come into the ring. At the conclusion of this next heat, we will bring back all of our callbacks for the final drive for the junior beef showmanship. All right, so again, we've got our third and final heat of junior beef showmanship coming into the ring. First, we've got Cullen Joins from Montgomery County, followed by Hayden Rubush from Augusta. Next is Remington Robson from Culpeper, followed by Charlie Elsey from Russell County. Next is Sadie Wood from Rockingham. And finally, Jack Bagoon from Augusta County. Again, junior beef showmanship, heat number 3. Again, following this heat, we will have our junior beef showmanship division championship drive to select our top 10 junior beef showmen.
As we conclude our final heat here in our junior showmanship division, I just want to have all of you put your hands together and congratulate all of these kids out here doing a fantastic job. Thank you again to my ring help. Thank you to some of the helpers that are out here helping some of these kids as well. I think that this is exactly what this program is all about. So congratulations to the 3 that we'll keep out of this final heat to come back for the championships here in junior showmanship.
All right, congratulations goes to Cullen Joins from Montgomery County, Charlie Elsey from Russell County, and Jack Bagoon from Augusta County being called back from Heat 3 to come into the final drive. Again, as a reminder, we're about to do the Junior Beef Showmanship final drive to select our champion and reserve champion and top 10 overall junior showman. At the conclusion of the junior show, the top 10 exhibitors need to go down to the backdrop to get their picture taken with their banners with the judge. And following the junior show, we will move into the novice show. I think we have 2 heats of novice showmen. And then once we place the top 10 novice, we'll come back and select our master beef cattle showman. And so we'll need the champion and reserve champions to come back for that competition following the novice show. All right, so entering the ring now, we have the final drive for the junior division of beef showmanship. Again, these exhibitors are ages 9 to 12. We've got from the first heat, Leighton Reams from Culpeper County, Sedona Sifford from Fauquier, and Wyatt Haney from Fluvanna County. From heat number 2, we've got Tucker Talley from Augusta County, Maddie Evers from Augusta County, Scott Hickey, also from Augusta County, and Sophie Salling from Orange County. And from Heat 3, Cullen Joins, Montgomery County, Charlie Elsey, Russell County, and Jack Bagoon from Augusta County. Again, we've got 10 junior exhibitors out here competing to be the champion and reserve champion junior showman. Again, we want to welcome and recognize our judge, Christy Gable from North Central Colorado. Christy went to Butler and then K-State, where she competed on the livestock judging teams and majored in animal science. Christy then went to work for Zoetis, where she worked in the animal health field for a number of years before returning to her family's operation, Magnum Feed Yard in Colorado, where they feed out more than 75,000 head of cattle a year and also run a 500 head commercial cow-calf herd. And so we're really lucky to have Christy with us all the way from Colorado this weekend. As these young exhibitors are circling the ring, again, we want to thank our beef show sponsors. We want to thank the Clark family, Tim, Gretchen, Gordon, and Suter, for sponsoring the Showmanship banners. We want to thank MC Livestock, the McCall family, for sponsoring the Showmanship rally towels. We want to thank Point Pleasant Farm, Kurt and Jennifer Friedel, for being Showmanship champion sponsors. We want to thank Montgomery Farm Bureau, Rockingham Feeder Cattle Association, Spring Lake Livestock, the Cyphers family, Shearpoint Farm, Nick and Courtney Belcher, Country Crossroads Vet Service, Dr. Francis Grubb, Virginia Cattlemen's Association, Blue Ridge Cattlemen's Association, Blue Ridge Animal Clinic, Glen Mary Farms, the Nixon family, Springwood Livestock Management Service, Dr. Andy Meadows, Woods Farms, the Woods family, Virginia Simmental and Junior Simmental Association, Virginia Junior Angus Association, Virginia Junior Hereford Association, and 2K Farm, the Talbert family. Again, as a matter of housekeeping, the Market Steer Show is scheduled to start at 6:30 this evening, or 30 minutes following the conclusion of our Showmanship show. Again, 6:30 or 30 minutes after the conclusion of our Showmanship show, whichever is later. Again, this is the final drive for our junior division of beef showmanship. These exhibitors are ages 9 through 12, and each one of these exhibitors was selected out of their heat to be here in this final drive for junior showmanship.
I'll tell you what, and I mean this very, very genuinely, this is as good of a group of 10 junior showmen in this age range as you will find almost anywhere. I'm fortunate enough to have the opportunity to judge shows in a lot of different places, and the depth and quality of the junior showmen out here is really, really incredible. So let's put our hands together for these kids and the people who are at home helping them and teaching them and really cultivating this skill set. I think it is really, really high quality, and I mean that very, very genuinely. Very rarely in junior showmanship do I get to come out here and be very nitpicky with my top 3 juniors in terms of like, hey, go in a circle and just let me see how we execute that. That's not something that at this age we're really worried about. More so we're worried about making sure that we know how to circle and making sure we know what we do if I come handle and making sure we know, how to get them set up and those types of very basic fundamental things. But this is so advanced and so elite that I really wanted to study these, because I think that these 3 finalists over here to my right, that's very, very close. And as you will know, obviously showmanship is very subjective, right? I mean, you're going to get 15 people to come judge showmanship, and you might have 13 different winners. And I think that that's how it should be, and that's a testament to the quality of showmen that you all have here. But as I said earlier, I think it comes down to very little things for me. So I'm not going to go through and ask these juniors questions as I did with the seniors, and that's what helped me make some decisions on the senior side, because I think at that level we need to have a bigger understanding of what these projects are all about versus just the show ring. These juniors, though, I think just from a basic fundamental skill set perspective, the reason that I think it's important to watch you guys take these circles is so you guys can understand and just wrap your minds around ring utilization and what judges look for, and how you guys can help yourselves and help us evaluate your heifers, right? These are big, for the most part, relatively heavy bred, at least yearling and older aged heifers. And to me, like I said earlier, I think that good cattle get better on the move. And I think that you can evaluate a lot of different things when these animals are in motion that you can't necessarily when they're just set up, especially because you guys are such good showmen, right? So understanding how to utilize and work these animals to the best of their ability from a flexibility perspective when they're in motion, particularly when they're circling, I think is very important. As I talked in the intermediate drive, I think that understanding the turns is something that takes maybe some additional thought on your perspective. These females cannot turn very tightly, nor do we want them to, because if we're pivoting in a tight circle, nothing looks good, right? They're rolled up in their spine, they're dropping their pins, they're trying to maneuver in ways that is not natural to them. Never in a pasture are you going to see a cow just moving around in a really tight circle. They just don't do that, right? So making sure that we understand how to take big circles and let them be as flexible and as natural as possible while still being in a straight line, I think is important. And that is something that when I'm at home helping my nieces and nephews and we're having showmanship practice, as we do almost every other day during the summer in the heat of the day when it's miserable, because that's how you get to this point, right? I understand that it takes an awful lot of work and an awful lot of time put in at home to get to this point. And those are things that obviously during showmanship that I also evaluate. It's not just about what we do here in this ring. It's about the obvious work that gets put in at home to get to this point. Are we fresh? Does our hair lay the right way? Do we look comfortable? Do we know what we're doing? Do we have the right pace and the right comfort level between the exhibitor and their animal? Obviously, you can tell that all of these kids put in a ton of work at home, and that's what it's all about. But out here in this ring, when you have to sort between these three very, very elite kids, it comes down to very minor things. To me, the circling thing is very important because I like to evaluate cattle when they're kind of in their natural habitat, taking big, comfortable circles. And I also think it's important that we try to keep straight lines as much as possible. This is something that I harp on at home. In the big picture, probably doesn't matter, but when it comes down to very nitpicky show ring things, if we can make a circle and have them be as flexible as possible and get back in line as straight as we can, those things matter. And those are the little things that make differences in terms of my job of evaluating the best showmen versus the ones that are just right there, because I think that is that close. You guys also have to understand, when I'm out here on the profile and I'm evaluating these females, right? Do we want them to be straight or do we want them to be angled? Kind of depends, right? Kind of depends on what's the best view of that animal. If we got a little extra shoulder and a little extra chest, we kind of want to be over here like our front exhibitor where we're angled just a little bit, right? So I get a little bit more of a 3/4 view versus a straight, true side profile. Those are very little things that having the understanding of what the strengths and weaknesses of your project is versus, other things and how you show that animal differently, that makes the difference between a very elite level showman and a very good level showman. Again, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I've talked for a really long time. I just want you to know how impressed I am with the junior exhibitors out here. Please, one more time, not just for our juniors, but for our seniors and our intermediates and our novices to come. Let's put our hands together. Congratulate all of them on a job well done. I will select your champion.
Congratulations goes to Maddie Evers of Augusta County as your grand champion, junior division showman. And your reserve champion is Sedona Sifford from Fauquier County. Congratulations, exhibitors. Again, so to wrap up our junior division of beef showmanship, your grand champion showman was Maddie Evers from Augusta County. Your reserve champion was Sedona Sifford from Fauquier. In third place, we've got Scott Hickey from Augusta County. In fourth place, Charlie Elsey from Russell County. In fifth place, Sophie Salling from Orange. In sixth place, Cullen Joins from Montgomery County. In seventh place, Leighton Reams from Culpeper. In eighth place, Jack Bagoon from Augusta County. In ninth place, Tucker Talley from Augusta County. And in 10th, Wyatt Haney from Fluvanna County. Again, congratulations, exhibitors, on a great junior show. Round of applause. There will be a picture for the top 10 exhibitors. Please take your banners and go grab a picture at the backdrop with our judge. And then we'll come back and have our novice show here in just a couple of minutes. All right, folks, we're about to get started here with the novice division of our beef showmanship. Again, these are exhibitors ages 9 through 12 who have never shown beef cattle at the State Fair of Virginia. Again, exhibitors ages 9 through 12 who have never shown beef cattle at the State Fair of Virginia. We have opted to combine all of our novice beef showmen. We had some scratches, and so we're going to combine both heats into one. So this actually will be our one heat for the novice division of beef showmanship. So we're going to have a full ring. But leading off the class, we've got Jasper Tomlin from Amherst County. Next is Diesel Hitt from Orange County, followed by Adeline Cook from Culpeper. Next is Alyssa Kopp from Washington County, followed by Whitley Kopp, also from Washington County. Next is Sawyer Wilkins from Rockingham County, followed by Charlie Farmer from Pittsylvania County. Next is Waylon Wilkins from Rockingham County, followed by Leighton Lilly from Rockbridge County. Next is Sawyer Tomlin from Amherst County, followed by Garrett Hickey of Augusta County. And rounding out the class will be Layla Grimm, also from Augusta County. Again, this is our novice beef showmanship division. Our judge is going to be placing our top 10 novice beef showmen. And the winner of this class will be our champion novice beef showman. And again, as far as housekeeping goes, a reminder that following the conclusion of novice beef showmanship and the picture that we'll get with our judge, we will have our master beef cattle showmanship competition. And this is new to the State Fair this year, and we're really excited about it. The champion and reserve champion for all 4 age divisions, so senior, intermediate, junior, and novice, will come back in to compete to be the master beef showman for the 2023 State Fair of Virginia, and we'll actually be selecting a top 4 overall. And so again, following the novice division, following this class, we will have the master beef cattle showmanship for the champion and reserve champion showmen from each of the 4 age divisions. I don't know. I missed it. Again, we do want to thank our beef show sponsors. We've got the Showmanship banner sponsored by the Clark family, Tim, Gretchen, Gordon, and Suter Clark. We've got our Showmanship rally towels sponsored by MC Livestock, the McCall family. Our Showmanship champion sponsors is Point Pleasant Farm, Kurt and Jennifer Friedel. We also want to thank Montgomery Farm Bureau, the Rockingham Feeder Cattle Association, Spring Lake Livestock, the Cyphers family, Sheer Point Farm, Nick and Courtney Belcher, Country Crossroads Vet Service, Dr. Francis Grubb, the Virginia Cattlemen's Association, the Blue Ridge Cattlemen's Association, Blue Ridge Animal Clinic, Glen Mary Farms, the Nixon family, Springwood Livestock Management Services, Dr. Andy Meadows, Woods Farms, the Woods family, for sponsoring the AOB Breeding Heifer Awards, Virginia Simmental and Junior Simmental Association, sponsoring the Simmental Breeding Heifer Awards, the Virginia Angus Association for sponsoring the Angus Breeding Heifer Awards, the Virginia Junior Hereford Association for sponsoring the Hereford Breeding Heifer Awards, and 2K Farm, the Talbert family. We also want to thank our partners for this weekend's events, the State Fair of Virginia, Virginia Farm Bureau, Virginia Cooperative Extension, Virginia Youth Animal Science Program, Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Farm Credit of the Virginias, First Bank and Trust, and the Bank of Botetourt Ag Lending Division. Again, we want to welcome and recognize our judge, Christy Gable from North Central Colorado. Christy went to Butler Community College and then K-State, where she majored in animal science and competed on the livestock judging teams. She went to work for Zoetis in the animal health field for a number of years before returning to her family's feed yard operation, Magnum Feed Yard in Colorado, where they feed out over 75,000 fed cattle per year and also have a 500 head cow-calf, commercial cow-calf operation. We also want to recognize and thank our volunteers. In the ring, we've got Sam Leach, Rockingham County 4-H agent, and Michaela Talley, who is a junior at West Virginia University, and Ms. Shirley Kaufman, ag teacher and FFA advisor at Buffalo Gap High School. We want to thank our lineup crew, Megan Sheets, Rockbridge County 4-H agent, and Chad Joins, Virginia Tech School of Animal Sciences. We also want to thank Ashley Cron, who's been helping us with our awards, our Augusta County 4-H educator, and she's been up here riding shotgun beside me, helping keep track of our classes. Again, these are novice beef showmen exhibitors ages 9 through 12 who have never shown cattle at the State Fair of Virginia. We also want to recognize and thank Mandy Rooker Photography and Showbarn Flicks for being here and documenting by taking pictures and live streaming our cattle shows this weekend.
Well, I certainly don't want to take novice showmanship and let it go any longer. I know that it's been a long day at this point in time for these kids, and these cattle are probably ready for dinner, but I do want to take an opportunity to say a special thank you to the ring help, our photographers and crew out here to make sure that everybody gets the extra help if they need it at this point in time. And also I want to congratulate those kids that maybe came out here and had a tough experience, but I appreciate their bravery and their toughness for coming out here anyway. But thanks to everybody who pitched in and helped here to run this novice showmanship. It's certainly not an easy thing to do, but we appreciate all your help. We certainly couldn't do it without you. These three over here just do a fantastic job. This group as a whole, for being the first time showing here at State Fair, I think they have an incredibly bright future. Again, little things that we've talked about just kind of throughout the day that sorts showmanship for me, just in terms of ring utilization, knowing your spots, knowing your spaces, knowing when you're supposed to fill a hole versus not. And these kids do it to a super high level. So my congratulations to each of these exhibitors. I'm excited to get you back out here for the overall showmanship, but I'll select your champion and reserve in third place overall here in our novice group. Let's put our hands together one more time for these kids.
Congratulations goes to Jasper Tomlin of Amherst County, your champion novice showman. And your reserve champion novice beef showman is going to be Alyssa Kopp from Washington County. Third overall will be Sawyer Wilkins from Rockingham County. Congratulations. Again, there's going to be a picture for all top 10 novice showmen with our judge at the backdrop. So please, once you exit the ring and hand off your calf, go get your picture taken with our judge. Again, congratulations goes to Jasper Tomlin for being our champion novice showman from Amherst County. Your reserve champion, Alyssa Kopp from Washington County. In third place, Sawyer Wilkins from Rockingham County. In fourth place, Sawyer Tomlin from Amherst County. In fifth place, Whitley Kopp from Washington County. In sixth place, Adeline Cook from Culpeper County. In seventh place, Waylon Wilkins from Rockingham County. In eighth place, Diesel Hitt from Orange County. In ninth place, Garrett Hickey from Augusta County. And in 10th place, Leighton Lilly from Rockbridge County. Again, your top 10 overall novice beef showmanship exhibitors. Following the picture, we will be bringing back our champion and reserve champion showmen from each age division to compete for the Master Beef Cattle Showmanship. Again, this is we're going to select a top 4 overall Master Beef Cattle Showman. So please, if you were a champion or reserve champion in your age division, get ready to come back up into the ring so we can select our Master Beef Cattle Showmanship champions. All right. We've reached the conclusion of our showmanship competition here today. This is something new for the State Fair this year. We've got each of our champion and reserve champion winners from each age division coming in to compete for the Master Beef Showman. And so entering in the ring, we have our champions first. We've got our champion senior beef showman, Emily Stanford from Loudoun County. We've got our champion intermediate beef showman, Caden Harris from Augusta County. We've got our champion junior beef showman, Maddie Evers from Augusta County. And our champion novice beef showman, Jasper Tomlin of Amherst County. Following Jasper, we've got our reserve champion senior beef showman, Madison Stratton from Appomattox. Our reserve intermediate beef showman, Cooper Joins from Montgomery County. Our reserve junior beef showmanship champion, Sedona Sifford from Fauquier County. And our reserve champion novice beef showman, Alyssa Kopp from Washington County. Again, these exhibitors are all competing to be the Master Beef Showman for the 2023 Virginia State Fair. This is a new competition this year, and our top four will compete on Saturday afternoon. Our Master Beef Showman will compete on Saturday afternoon against the Master Goat, Master Sheep, and Master Hog Showman for the title of Supreme Showman of the 2023 State Fair of Virginia. A little bit more housekeeping. We are planning to start the Market Steer Show at 6:30 this evening, so in about 45 minutes, we will kick off our Market Steer Show. Again, we want to thank our beef show sponsors, in particular those who are sponsoring the showmanship portion of the competition this weekend. We want to thank the Clark family, Tim, Gretchen, Gordon, and Suter Clark for sponsoring the showmanship banners. We want to thank MC Livestock, the McCall family, for sponsoring the showmanship rally towels. And we want to thank Point Pleasant Farm, Kurt and Jennifer Friedel, for being showmanship champion sponsors. We want to thank our judge, Christy Gable, for being here and sorting through our exhibitors here this afternoon, and she's still got her work cut out for her this evening to go through our Market Steer Show. It looks like she's heading this way.
What an honor and a privilege it's been to sort through our showmanship here this afternoon. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm very excited to be here all weekend sorting through your cattle and working with your kids. And if the rest of the weekend goes as well as this has, and the quality and the just the attitudes of the kids stays as it was today, it's going to be a really exciting weekend. And I'm so fortunate for the opportunity. Again, like I said before, I think it's just really cool that we pick a master overall showman, and I think that we're going to pick 4. If that is right. Yep, we're going to pick a top 4. And I think it's so appropriate because there's some young kids out here that are just incredibly talented and do this craft to a very high level. So, again, I appreciate the opportunity. I know that everybody's tired, and I'm sure that there are some that are trying to get ready for a steer show, so we won't draw this out super long. Let's put our hands together, and I'll select the 4 champion here in our Master Showmanship.
Congratulations. Your Master Showman for the 2023 Virginia State Fair is Emily Stanford from Loudoun County. So replacing Emily will be Madison Stratton from Appomattox County. Congratulations goes to Caden Harris of Augusta County, your reserve beef champion beef cattle showman. And replacing Caden in the lineup will be Cooper Joins from Montgomery County. Congratulations goes to Madison Stratton of Appomattox County, your 3rd overall Master Beef Cattle Showman. Congratulations, your 4th overall Master Beef Cattle Showman goes to Cooper Joins from Montgomery County. Let's put our hands together again and congratulate a great beef showmanship show. Again, to recap, we've got our Master Beef Cattle Showman, Emily Stanford from Loudoun County, Reserve Beef Cattle Showman, Caden Harris from Augusta County, 3rd overall is Madison Stratton from Appomattox, and 4th overall is Cooper Joins from Montgomery. Again, we thank you all for being here for our showmanship show. The Market Steer Show will start at 6:30 this evening. So here in about 40 minutes, again, the Market Steer Show will start at 6:30